Hello, how are you doing? So in this video I want to talk about child sexual abuse I have experienced during my childhood and the consequences of that also. So basically I'm very happy that you are all watching this, first of all. Thank you for being there. And second of all, I also appreciate that a lot of discussions has started regarding the pedophilia, not only in Germany, I'm from Germany, but worldwide, and that people are actually watching the police and the pedophiles, and that something gets done regarding this topic. Because when I grew up, I'm from 1976, there was absolutely no help anywhere, you know? There was absolutely no help to get out. Of course, you had a lot of help for alcoholics or for traumatization, you had therapists, but you did not have someone who was actually helping the children to get out of that situation, or to read the signs of the abused children, or to watch, or to have someone watching the parents of children and to actually see that something weird is going on there, yeah? Because my parents actually are from like a high standard, and they were very, very clever hiding the situation where I got abused, yeah? My mother was a nurse, and my father was a highly ranked teacher, so people thought, yeah, he's drinking a little bit of alcohol, sometimes he likes to party, but no one was actually thinking about his children, what is happening there, or their children, yeah? So me and my brother got sexually abused very badly, and my father comes from a Nazi pedophile family. I think it's the Illuminati, Freemason kind of thing. I think it started, I think my grandfather and my grandmother and my father were Illuminatis. They were in the Illuminati group, not in the Freemason group, but my father later on, because he had a lot to do with art and building and architecture, he was building a house. He actually joined the Freemasons unconsciously. Maybe he did not join the group, but he joined the Freemasons just by working on a house. You already joined the Freemasons in Germany. He was architecture. He was interested in architecture and in art. So that was already the kind of like contract for going into the Freemasonship, yeah? So basically my father had a very harsh energy around demons and Freemasons, Illuminati, yeah? I remember when I grew up that in my room there were a lot of ghosts, or not ghosts, but mainly demons. So I was screaming a lot because I had a lot of visions coming towards me that were like killing, slaughtering, blood, skulls, this and that. Could have been also a shaman who came into my room, you know, kind of like helping a spirit guide or whatever, who was trying to help me. I mistaked that for the demon kind of thing, yeah? But it was very scary. I was screaming my head off as a child, and so we had a lot of demons in that house my father has built, yeah. And so basically this topic is very, very difficult for me because it's so traumatizing, it's so painful to go into the years of 0 to 7. Why is it so painful to go into that? Well, first of all, the Illuminatis have not changed in Germany. They are still around here. If I talk about this topic, then I might get killed. So if I talk about this, it might be a death threat for me, or a death sentence if I talk about this. So first of all you have the traumata, and then you have the threat from the Germans, from the Illuminati, yeah? So you're talking about it, but you might get killed. Or you might get emotional flashbacks all the time, triggering you into the old trauma, and you think it's happening again, and you don't realize that you are living in the here and now, and it is over. It's not happening again, that your father is gone. So I have that quite often. If I want to go into the 0 till 7 years old, then I have the flashbacks of getting sexually abused by my father again. Yeah. So what I did as a child was probably I just cut myself completely off, and I developed DID. So I developed loads of alters, yeah, and instead of having a normal personality, a normal character, I had these alters as my replacement of the character, because then my father couldn't catch me. If I have fake personality and I have a body language that does not fit to this fake personality, then he cannot grab me in a moment of emotions, because he was probably a narcissist and he was feeding off my emotions, kind of like rage or fear or something like that. So I developed a good mechanism of hiding my true self towards the abuser, towards the torturer, and I tried to make him not come near me by not showing emotions. He could not find me, kind of thing. He could not connect to me. Man can only connect to a woman that is present, that is in her femininity, in her emotions, in her feelings. Yeah. So he could not connect to me. And so the abuse got a little bit better. First of all, he was not so brutal as he used to be when he figured out who I was. And he could not find me anywhere, because I did not exist, only the alters existed. So I have a lot of alters from age 0 to age 7, but also probably if I get traumatized from that age on, I might also automatically develop more alters and alters. If I would be surrounded by very abusive people now, then I would develop a lot of alters probably in my old age also. So yes, and I try to meditate into the abuse, because I want to find out how I can reconnect to the parts that got hurt, because like I said, I disconnected from my lower body. Yeah. So the Illuminatis are actually capable of disconnecting parts within yourself. By shouting, by having an authoritative figure trigger or whatever, they can switch parts of you off. They can switch off your hearing, your seeing. You might have an alter that is blind. You might have an alter that cannot see. You might have an alter that cannot walk. You might have an alter that cannot talk. So this is how they mind control you. And they can trigger you. So for example, if someone wants to rape me, they can just trigger me, and I switch off from my lower parts. And or maybe from my whole body, I switch it off. And then the person can come to my room, rape me, and I will not remember anything. It is comparable to rape drugs, basically. So this is what the Illuminati have been working on since the Second World War. To be able to take something from people without them noticing anything. This is why the pedophilia in Germany is so absolutely high. I read that the pedophilia in Germany is the highest rate in worldwide. I did not know this. And that actually Yeah, but nobody witnesses it, nobody notices it, nobody knows anything about it. Research in the internet about German pedophilia and you will not see anything about this. Why is that? There are no platforms in Germany. No one is allowed to talk about this topic. It's so emotional and so painful to talk about it anyway. This is why people do not talk about this. And so basically there are no platforms for talking about this, but it is happening so badly here. And especially raping women is absolutely ingrained in every man. Every man you meet will rage at me like mad because I'm talking. If I would have a German man sitting next to me now or here in this room, I would not be able and not allowed to talk. Because it triggers them so much, they are so sexist and so hating towards women that women are not allowed to talk here, especially not the German women. Unless they are feeling and compassionate and they're, you know, of course I'm very emotionally triggered, I'm an emotionally person and men hate that. German men hate that, you know, they absolutely hate that. I find it quite funny because in that moment when they hate on me, they show their true faces and how ugly they are in reality. Yeah. So yeah, basically, so 0 to 7 years old. That was quite a difficult time for me, and the problem is I cannot reconnect to my lower body, to my vagina, to my bum, to my legs. And so I was at my home for a long time and just meditating into my lower parts, like my legs, my feet. And there's a difference. If I would live in England, for example, I would probably have a full body experience because I feel better there, I feel alive in England, yeah? Unless someone harasses or abuses me emotionally or mentally or physically, yeah, of course then. But in Germany I cannot connect fully to my body, unless I'm in nature maybe, but then I see all the Germans, you know, so then I get triggered again. So basically what is happening at the moment is the Germans try to make me homeless again, and they try to trigger me and try to harass me, but they cannot come near me very much. I need a lawyer, actually, a good lawyer, to get out of this mess I'm in, get out of this situation and get some protection, but I don't know who would do that. Men don't protect a triggered woman, never, you know. Most men do not help a woman at all. Not the German ones, not the Dutch and not the German men, they do not help very much. Yeah, so if you're a lawyer or if you're a normal guy, it doesn't make a difference. A lawyer, I have not found one lawyer. I've contacted maybe 20 lawyers in Germany. They're not helping me. And I think this is actually exactly what the Illuminati want to achieve in this world, is to create all of these sexually abused children growing up as sexually abused adults, believing they have absolutely no rights and nobody is helping them. And so basically that you have someone who cannot defend themselves. This is the typical human being who cannot defend herself, who has no rights. Why are lawyers still there if they do not work? You never know, you know? They're just there for decoration, basically. Lawyers do not really work on anything. They pretend to work hard, that they are busy, but they cannot do anything. They do not do anything. Maybe even if they wanted to help, they cannot, because the whole justice system is against helping victims. So I'm nearly standing in front of my traumata, bankruptcy, and nearly homelessness, and maybe one foot in the prison again, because I could not find a lawyer. But I need trauma therapy. If I open up to a German, it's dangerous again. So it's a huge cycle of problems going on here, and I know that there are a lot of good body workers out there. That costs money. So basically the people who are very rich, who have a lot of money, who don't look so abused as I am, maybe they are more beautiful, maybe they were lucky, maybe they had a nice husband, or I also had all of this in England, but never in Germany, never in Germany. Nobody in Germany, the German men do not want to help the women. The German men want the women to be strong for them. This is why the German women look like witches, because they are working double for the man and for her. The men do not work here. It's like in Africa, you know, they don't do anything. But in England it's a little bit different. You have strong men and they help you. And so I found a very rich guy in Edinburgh once, and we were dating, and it was beautiful. So in England it was a completely different story, to be honest with you. But in Germany it's a catastrophe. Seriously. I do not know how to get out of this situation, so please help me, give me advice, give me everything you can do. I know we all have to work, so maybe I have to find a job in another country, but there the problem is absolutely the same. If I'm working, I'm opening up to strangers. I don't even know them, you know. And they've asked me lots of questions. Where have you been? Where are your parents? Where's your money? Where are your children? So I do not even want to open up to them if I'm in a weak position, you know. So this is a huge catastrophe. We all know about this catastrophe. And Germany is, if I look outside now, it looks like a ghetto in my eyes, you know. It's like, comes from such a poverty, it's just unbelievable, you know. Poverty of speech. Of course, it comes all from the trauma, as we know now. So please, tell me what to do, and please help me. You can comment below, and if we get on very well, you can write me an email, and we can communicate there if you want. Okay? Thanks. Bye-bye.